Anong pumapasok sa isip natin kapag nababanggit ang pangalang Jose Rizal?
Good day everyone, I'm Sabando Jumel, second year criminology, section Golf. Today's video presentation is I'm going to make a video report about the chapter 1 to chapter 7. First chapter is the birth and childhood of Rizal. Before that, Republic Act 1425, otherwise known as the Rizal Law, which was approved on June 12, 1956, is an act mandating all public and private institutions, including state colleges and universities, to include Dr. Jose P. Rizal life. And Dr. Jose Rizal, we all know, is our hero, and he died for our freedom and nationalism, and his novels, The No Limit Henry and El Pelibus Teresmo. Ibig sabihin na di manluang katong June 12, 1956 na kinahanglan nga i-include ang Jose P. Rizal life in all colleges and universities tibuok kalibutan. Okay, first is si Rizal ay sinilang noong June 19, 1861 sa araw ng Miyerkules between 11 and 12 midnight sa lecture in Calamba, Laguna. Ang totoong pangalan niya ay si Jose Potasio Rizal. Si Jose Rizal ay ikapitong anak ni Francisco Mercado at Doña Tudora Alonso, at sa kanilang pamilya ay pinangalanan siyang Pepe. Next is ang kanyang ina ay malapit masawi sa kanyang pagpanganak dahil sa malaking ulo ni Jose Rizal. At si Rizal ay binautismuhan sa simbahan noong June 12, 1861 nung siya ay 3 araw na gulang. At ang kanyang mga ama't ina, ang ama niya ay si Francisco Ignacio Rizal Mercado y Alejandra Desican, at ang kanyang ina ay si Doña Tudora Morales Alonso Realonda Quintos. Ang kanyang ina ay pinanganak sa Misik sa Manila noong November 19, 1827. At ang kanyang ama ay sinilang noong May 12, 1818 at sa Binyan, Laguna. Next is ang kanyang mga kapatid. May 10 mga kapatid si Jose Rizal. Una si Saturnina, Pasiano, Narcisa, Lucia, Olimpia, Maria, Concepcion, Josepa, Trinidad at Soledad. Saturnina ay pinanganak noong 1850. Siya ang eldest among the siblings, and tinatawag siya sa kanilang pamilya niya as Nining. Si Pasiano naman ay pinanganak noong 1851 to 1930. Siya ang elder brother sa ating national hero na si Jose Rizal, at tinatawag siya noong Nasiano. Next is si Narcisa, 1852 to 1931. Siya ay pangalawang anak na babae and third child of sa kanyang mga ina at ina. Si Lucia ay 1857 to 1919 na pinangasawa ni Manuel Herbosa sa Calamba, Laguna. Next is the Olympia, 1855 to 1887. Tinatawag siya noon na as Pia. Maria, 1859 to 1945. Pinangasawa siya noon ni Daniel Faustino Cruz. Next is the Concepcion, 1862 to 1865 as Kunsya. Josepa, 1865 to 1945 as Panggoy. Trinidad naman ay pinanganak noong 1868 to 1951. Ang dalas ang kasampu ng kapatid na si Soledad noong 1870 pinanganak siya at namatay siya noong 1929. At pinangalanan siyang as Jumel. Next, chapter 2 is the education ni Rizal. First teacher, unang guro ni Rizal. Rizal first schooled in their home and her mother, Doña Tudora, was Rizal first teacher and tutor. She is educated woman. She would sit Pipi on her lap and devotedly taught him the alphabet, prayer, and also read the Holy Bible. Tinuruan siyang masa ng alpabeta sa mga prayer and also the pagbasa ng mga Holy Bible. Private tutor. Private tutor, ang maestro niya, ang first maestro niya ay si Maestro Celestino. Ang kanyang pangalawang tutor ay si Maestro Lucas Padra. At mayroon siyang classmate na hinayang sa kanyang ama na si Leon Monroy. This is the first formal schooling in Binyan, Laguna del Rizal. In this school is formed and characterized by the 4 R's: the reading, writing, arithmetic, and the religion study. Next is the Ateneo de Municipal Experience. Jose enrolled at Ateneo at dinalang apelidong Rizal. Ang eskwelang Ateneo ay advanced na sa mga system na ang pag-aaral sa panahong iyon at ang mga instructions was rigid and the discipline was strict. The school offered subject and physical. At para ma-improve ang kanyang kaalaman sa Spanish, si Rizal ay nagpunta sa Santa Isabela College at siya roon ay isang pinakamatalinong estudyante sa kanyang silid. Sa University ng Santo Tomas ay matapos graduate ni Rizal sa Ateneo ay naisipan niya tungkol sa kanyang pag-aaral sa Manila at ito ang kanyang pag-aaral sa Rizal. Ngunit ang kanyang ama at Sebastiano ay gusto tungkol ni Rizal ang kanyang pag-aaral. Next, chapter 3, the travel abroad of Rizal. First travel abroad ni Rizal is in 1882. Rizal left the Philippines in May 1882 para mag-aral ng medisina sa Europe. The trip was interrupted dahil sa Spanish government at ibinalik siya sa Pilipinas at sinabihan siya ng kanyang kapatid na si Pasiano na gamitin ang kanyang pangalan para makalusot sa mga Espanyol. Studies in Madrid. On May 3, 1882 and arrived in Madrid in September 1882. He took course in medicine at Universidad Central de Madrid. Next is the Jose Rizal first novel. The Nolimitang Hiri was published in March 1897. And he also known for his love of art, literature, and music. Next is the second novel, 1888. Sabando experience. Rizal arrived in San Francisco. Next is the London experience in May 24, 1888. In London, his intention is to learn the English language. Let's proceed to chapter 4. Chapter 4 is about the exile. I get some summary about chapter 4. First, the arrest and the decree. July 17, Rizal was scheduled to depart from South Santiago on July 14, 1892 at 10 p.m. in the evening. Bound to the Pitan around 1 in the morning, Rizal was given special treatment and was offered a prime cabin called Jeffis, means commanding offices, from the captain, but was met Ricardo Carcero, who offered him either his house or the Jesuit mission house where Rizal can stay at the time being. Young life in the Pitan, Rizal lived in the house of Ricardo Carnicero, where his activities were monitored. In August 30, 1892, Carminero informed Governor General Eulogio this that Rizal wanted a reform in the Philippines without a victim of the fires. On September 21, 1892, Carnicero submitted another report informing Rizal's desire for reform of freedom of religion and the press. Next is the revamp in leadership. Revamp on leadership took place in the municipal administration of Spain in the Philippines while Rizal was in the Pitan. Don Antonio Maura became the Minister of Colonies. Governor General Eulogio Despujol was replaced by Federico Onchando and eventually took over by Ramon Blanco. Father Pablo Pastel was replaced by Father Juan Ricard as the superior of the Jesuit order. Ricardo Camisero was replaced by Juan Sitz upon order of Ronaldo because of his close contact with Rizal, where Father Pastel gave Rizal a copy of the famous Catholic book by Thomas Kempis called Imitation de Cristo. Next is the plan to volunteer as a military doctor in Cuba. Rizal accepted the suggestion of Clemente that he should volunteer as military doctor in Cuba. Next, departure from the Pitan to Manila. Rizal had been in the Pitan for 4 years, 13 days, a few odd hours. With this a long stay, the town folks learned to love him and decided to make his departure a big event by preparing a band. Bordered España to take him in Manila on July 31, 1896, together with his sister, and made 5 stopover and arrived in Manila on August 6, 1896. He was being transferred to Crucial Castilla in the port of Cavite after the mailboat Isla de Luzon already left. Along the way, his departure he was treated with. Next is the voyage to Cuba. On August 30, 1896, Governor General Blanco helped Rizal to his voyage to Cuba by giving him 3 letters. The 2 addressed to the Minister of War of the colony, and the other September 2, 1896, he was transferred to the Esplanade of Isla de Panay, and in the next it left Manila, where he received a good cabin and treatment but still under close surveillance. And the last is the arrival in Spain. October 3, 1896 was the arrival of Isla de Panay in Barcelona, where Rizal was closely guarded and the ship was quarantined for 3 days. Rizal was treated badly that made him confused and was informed by General Blanco that when Rizal left for Spain on September 2, charges were filed against him in connection with insurgency in the Philippines. Rizal was taken to Munichot Castle to be detained temporarily and was ordered to be sent back to the Philippines by Governor General Eulogio Despujol, the former Governor General in the Philippines. Therefore, Rizal was brought back to Manila on October 6 at 8 o'clock in the evening. Next is Chapter 5, the trial and execution of Rizal. Back and forth Santiago and the initial investigation. On September 3, 1896, the sinister column arrived in Manila. Jose Rizal was back to the Philippines. As prisoner, he was guarded, and when he was brought back to Fort Santiago, he was held incommunicado for almost 4 weeks in his prison cell. The man responsible for the return of Rizal was Colonel Francisco Olive. Governor General Blanco immediately ordered the return of Rizal for the accused him of organizing the insurrections against the Spanish authorities in Manila. On November 30, he summoned Jose Rizal to appear before him for an initial investigation of his case. There, he was informed of the open charge against him as evidence to support the charges. These were consisted of documentary and oral evidence. The oral testimony consisted among were the sworn statement of evidence of the Rizal for rebellion. In December 11, the charges were formally read to Jose Rizal. These were rebellion, sedition, and illegal association. Jose Rizal pleaded not guilty. The trial on December 17, 1896, Pina endorsed that the case of Jose Rizal was ready for trial, after which the case was turned over to Captain Dominguez and Lieutenant Alcocer, who worked up as prosecutor of the case. On December 26, a court-martial with 7 members of the Queen at Captain Pina present at the trial of Jose Rizal to this country. The prosecutor trial started with a prosecution presenting the case against Jose Rizal. Dominguez and Alcocer presented the evidence to establish the case after they rested their cases. Andrade took the defense of Jose Rizal. His defense was focused on a provision in the Penal Code of Spain in the Philippines. The provision provided that guilty of an accused could only be established by means of ocular inspection, offense, official documents, credible witness, and among others. According to the defense of the prosecution, failed to prove Jose Rizal guilt by any of the means, thus he must be acquitted of the charge. He then presented a brief testimony of his case. Next, sentence of death. After the defense of Jose Rizal, the case was submitted to the court for resolution. The members of the tribunal deliberated the case, but Jose Rizal's case had already been prejudged. The decision was affirmative. The military court found Jose Rizal guilty of the crime charged was sentenced to die. The decision was follows. In the Plaza of Manila on the 26th day of the month of December 1896, Council of War presided over by Lieutenant Colonel Jose Tugires Arjana, having met this day, to talk into and pass sentence on the case against Dr. Jose Rizal Mercado y Alonso, accused of the crimes of rebellion, sedition, and illegal association, has carefully and truly examined the said case. After a reading of this accusation by the judge, with this decision, Jose Rizal's fate was sealed. The next day followed will be his execution. Last moment, it was December 29 in the morning when Father Sadera and Visa first visited Jose Rizal. After them, Father Bulaguer and Villar replaced him. A day before his execution, Rizal received many visitors since morning in Fort Santiago at 7 o'clock in the evening. His mother, Doña Teodora, and his sister Trinidad arrived. His mother broke tears upon seeing his son, and so Rizal also wept upon seeing his mother. He asked for forgiveness for the trouble he had brought to their family. Next is the last execution. The day of execution, Rizal woke up early and took his breakfast at 5:30 in the morning. Josephine and Rizal came together to Sister Josefa. After a title conversation with Josephine, he gave her a devotional book, Il Imitatio de Cristo. He wrote a note, "To my dear and happy wife, Josephine Broken." Rizal wrote his last word to his parents at 6 o'clock in the morning of December 30, 1896, an hour before his execution. "My beloved father, forgive me for the pain with which I pay you for your struggles and toils in order to give me education. Farewell. Father, farewell to my very loved mother, Mrs. Teodora Alonso." At 6:30 in the morning, the artillery of soldiers was ready for escort to Rizal. He was accompanied by Fathers March and Villa Clara and his council, Lieutenant Tabing Big and Red. Rizal told the two friends they are soon the road of Calvary. To walk with noble bearing, his body was upright, yet without affecting to me that represent small character, inflexible and daring. I understand why did not behind neighbor and next, the many Spaniards present at the execution shouted, Long live Spain, na death or to traitors. There's heard 3 to 4 times the artillery band played Marcha de Cadiz, and eventually the crowd disappeared. Next is the chapter 7. the love of his life. In every successful man there is a woman behind him. Rizal was a great man, intellect, poet, doctor, and what started the idea of what Filipino is through his trials and tribulation in his journey from the east then to be the west. He was always strived to gain knowledge and insight the foreign lands that he visited, also apparently Rome. In 7.1, the Segunda Katigbak. First, we have Segunda Katigbak, the first woman that made Philippines participate with. Jose Rizal and Segunda Katigbak, Batangueña, whom Rizal met when he was only a 16 years old boy. They met when the young hero visited his grandmother with his friend Mariano Katigbak. Jacinta Ibarra de Laza and Leonor Valenzuela. Then up next, we have Jacinta Tardo Laza, the enigmatic miss of Rizal letters. She met here after the MS Katigbak with her short relationship. She is described as a fair and seductive eyes. Quite an engaging description of her. In the Leonor Rivera, I do believe that even you are almost perfect performed, there was still some person who don't like you to be. Example of this is mother of Leonor Rivera. It is because of traditional arranged marriage and Dr. Jose Rizal are very clever, even that he continued his relationship with Leonor. Dr. Jose Rizal described Leonor as pictures of living flower with kindly wistful eyes as the relationship. Next is the control of Liga were Perez in 1894 when Perez was the daughter of the former mayor in Manila. Usai-san, this happened when Rizal went to Japan. His lovely woman taught Rizal to improve his knowledge of Japanese language. Upon his stay, he saw Usician as an ideal woman. However, he was reminded about his great love for his country more than anything, thus made by farewell to lovely Usician. And Susan Jacobi, in 1890, Rizal moved to Brazil. He stayed in the house of the two Jacobi sisters, where he met Susan Jacobi. She was a lovely young lady, niece of the Jacobi sister. After several meetings, Jose and Susan had fallen deeply in love with his father. It was short sojourn in Brazil. So he had to leave the place. Susan grieved and cried so much when Jose Rizal left the place. The last is the Josephine Brackett. The real name of Josephine Brackett is Maria Josephine Pardon Broken. She was the common law wife of the Philippine nationalist Jose Rizal during his exile in the Pitan in the province of Zamboanga de Bolote in the southern Philippines. Josephine's mother was died after giving her birth, therefore she was adopted by Mr. George Stannen. That's all, ma'am. Thank you and God bless.
Audio Jungle.